In 2020, the government of Karnataka launched Beyond Bengaluru, a bold initiative to expand the state's tech growth beyond the capital. Spearheaded by the Karnataka Digital Economy Mission, KDEM, this program aimed to transform Tier 2 cities into specialized tech hubs. So where does the mission stand today? We spoke to KDEM, the team driving this initiative, to find out, and we will tell you all about it on this episode of Point Break. Gaurav Punjabi, General Manager of Karnataka Digital Economy Mission, broke down on how Karnataka is building tech hubs beyond Bengaluru and skilling its workforce for the future. We'll quickly get to that right after the roundup of what's been making the waves in the world of AI. Elon Musk's xAI has launched Grok Studio, a new workspace for generating and running code, creating documents, and collaborating in real time. It supports languages like Python, C++, and JavaScript, and offers a preview feature for instant testing. Similar to OpenAI's Canvas and Anthropic's Artifacts, Grok Studio lets you view content and chat side by side. Plus, it now integrates with Google Drive, allowing you to bring in docs, sheets, and slides directly into your prompts. So why does this matter? With Grok Studio, xAI joins a growing trend of chatbots evolving into all-in-one productivity tools. This shift moves AI from simple chatting to active collaboration and coding, a game changer for developers and creatives alike. Mastering coding with AI continues. OpenAI just dropped its next-gen models, the GPT 4.1 family. Comprising GPT 4.1, GPT 4.1 Mini, and GPT 4.1 Nano, these models bring improved coding abilities, better instruction following, and expanded context comprehension, all with reduced latency and costs. These updates make it easier for developers to build smarter, more efficient AI agents, capable of handling everything from software engineering to customer support. The GPT 4.1 Mini, for instance, cuts latency by nearly half and slashes costs by 83%, all while matching or exceeding GPT-4 in intelligence evaluations. Now, we don't want to leave Google, do we? Google DeepMind has built an AI model called Dolphin Gemma to help decode dolphin communication. Trained on years of data from the Wild Dolphin project, the model can even generate dolphin-like sounds to support research. It's based on Google's OpenGemma models and is lightweight enough to run on a smartphone. Yes, really. While we're still far from full-blown conversations with dolphins, it marks a significant step toward decoding communication in other intelligent species. And just like that, robots joined the open source party. Hugging Face, the AI startup best known for hosting open source models and tools, has acquired Poland Robotics, the team behind Reachy 2. That wide-eyed, two-armed humanoid robot you might have seen online, and they're not keeping it locked up. Developers will soon be able to download, tweak, and contribute to Reachy's code. Hugging Face co-founder and CEO Clement Delange said that it's really important for robotics to be as open source as possible. While selling humanoid robots is still tricky, this move could open up experimentation beyond the Teslas and Figures of the world. Gaming just got a whole lot more ambitious, and this time it's coming from India. Influencer and entrepreneur Varun Maya, along with EOS Games, has unveiled Unleash the Avatar Project Levene, a game that sets its sights on the global stage. The goal? To build a high-quality title from India that can stand alongside games like Sekiro, Ghost of Tsushima, and Horizon Forbidden West. To get there, the team created what they claim is the world's largest scan library for a game. Over 1,000 unique assets. They've even digitally recreated the town of Chanderi, aiming for a level of realism rarely seen in Indian game development. From building virtual cities to boosting real ones, India's making moves. Karnataka's Beyond Bengaluru mission is all about turning Tier 2 cities into powerhouses that can rival the star's tech capital. How so, you ask? Let's break it down. What if the next great AI startup or semiconductor company isn't being built in Bengaluru, but in Hubli, Mysore, or Mangalore? Well, that's not hypothetical anymore. Karnataka is quietly executing one of the most ambitious decentralization experiments in India's tech ecosystem. It's called Beyond Bengaluru, and the goal is simple: build thriving tech clusters outside of the capital. We spoke to Karnataka Digital Economy Mission KDEM to understand how this strategy is reshaping the state's digital economy.
We've got 5 key pillars that we work to deliver accelerated Karnataka, as we say. And these are mainly, the IT, BPM, GCC. Second is the ESDM. There's almost 40% of the national ESDM and GCC that are housed in Karnataka. Third being the startups and innovation. As you know, almost close to 30% of the registered startups are housed in Karnataka, out of which 44%, almost 42% of the unicorns are operating out of Karnataka. Then the fourth is, we say, horizontal is the talent. Karnataka is forefront in skilled talent based. So we take pride in saying that engineering, non-engineering, and diploma, if you're looking for any talent from freshers to laterals, Karnataka is your go-to partner.
These 4 clusters aren't just lines on a policy document. Mysuru is focusing on AI, ML, cybersecurity, and ESDM. In Hubli, Dharwad, Belgavi, the emphasis is on ESDM, AI, and agri-tech. Mangalore will have fintech, AVGC, and health, while Kalaburgi, the newest entrant, is looking to position itself in services and deep tech.
You do any checklist for a given location, you look at the business ecosystem and the social infrastructure. The social infrastructure for your family, children, friends. Yeah. But today, if I take any of these 4 clusters, connectivity, road, rail, air, it's all there. Water is abundant. There are rivers flowing through these clusters, so you don't have any challenge of water. Electricity, as you know, Karnataka is the only state which is using almost we have a surplus of 63% of electricity in Karnataka, and this is green electricity, green power. So this is on the basics. Then when you talk about social infrastructure, readiness from the hotels to pubs to schools, international schools, hospitals, nursing homes, it's all there in these clusters. When you talk about work-life balance, it's pretty much there. If I take example of Mysore, anywhere to anywhere is 15 to 18 minutes. It's a dream,
Yeah.
Bangalore is same. If you talk Hubli also, maximum is 30 minutes, anywhere to anywhere. So these are the benefits that you would look at when you're from a cluster. That's how we evaluated 4 clusters, 4 tech clusters, which are kind of mirroring back into Bangalore. But that's how you will be able to churn and create a snowball effect.
In fact, just a couple of days ago, there was a Kalaburgi job fair with Nipuna Karnataka partners. What is Nipuna? I'll get to that in just a bit. The intriguing part isn't just about jobs or real estate. It's about reversing the migration that built Bengaluru in the first place. Firms expanding into these cities are seeing up to 35% lower attrition compared to Bengaluru. Why? People are closer to home, the cost of living is lower, and the talent pipeline is surprisingly deep. That's partly thanks to the Nipuna scheme, the state skilling initiative that pays startups and IT companies to train talent in emerging tech. The Nipuna Karnataka scheme was launched by the Karnataka state government in September last year. It is a public-private partnership involving major IT companies such as Infosys, Wipro, and TCS, with a budget allocation of 300 crores to provide training, internships, and job placements across the state. By offering a 40% rebate on training costs, the scheme aims to support businesses in developing a skilled workforce ready to meet the global industry's evolving needs. The goal is to ensure that Karnataka stays ahead, not just in the present, but in preparing its talent for the future. KDEM has confirmed that a separate team is working with various corporates, training and recruitment partners on this initiative and will be soon seeing results. The 4 super clusters of Beyond Bengaluru is being fruitful. Over 60 companies have already set up shop across these clusters, creating more than 5,000 new jobs. But what makes this model different is how KDEM operates not as a typical government agency, but as a connector.
will have to do heavy lifting. Karnataka will do 10% of what India wants, which is much. It has to punch much above its weight. So Karnataka will have to really play that game.
Beyond Bengaluru mission isn't just Karnataka's strategy, but rather a blueprint for other states to follow. As tech ecosystems face the challenges of urban saturation, Karnataka is flipping the script, placing its bet on decentralization and collaboration over concentration and control. If this vision pays off, the next big tech unicorn or the next AI breakthrough might just emerge not from Bengaluru's crowded hubs like Koramangala or HSR layout, but from places like Kalaburgi. Now that would be something. Aren't you looking forward to it? That's all for tonight's episode of Point Break. But don't worry, I'll be back with more stories to keep you ahead of the curve. Until then, stay curious and stay sharp. Take care and good night.